Hey, what's up, everyone? Ed Reiner here with your daily dose of mind stuff. It is day 9. We're on day 9. I want to thank you for joining me today. Today, we are going to go into a super important subject. If you watched yesterday's video, Bob touched on it, and he had talked about it. Earl Nightingale, in his program, Lead the Field, he called this the magic word. And it truly is a magic word, and it can literally change the way you look at everything and how you approach everything. And it's something that you can change in an instant if you do choose. That is attitude. So we're going to be talking about attitude. We're going to have Bob explain attitude today. And the thing is, we've heard since we were young, man, you got to change your attitude. Don't give me attitude, mister. Maybe if we played sports, we heard coaches saying, if you changed your attitude, you'd play a lot better. We've always heard this all growing up, that we need to change our attitude. If we had a better attitude in our job, whatever it is that we may be doing, we probably have heard, hey, had a better attitude, you do better. You'd have a better result. So we know that a lot of times we have to change our attitude, and that we can shift our attitude, because attitude really controls the quality of our life. But the problem is if we're not really aware of what attitude is, we have an idea, but how do we change it? How is it that we change our attitude? We really need to grasp what it exactly is. And that's what Bob's going to be going over in this episode. So I will see you guys at the end. This is a short one. So today will be a short daily dose of mind stuff. I will do some recap at the end. So let's go ahead and add Bob, and we'll take it away.
Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor, and I'm going to share an idea with you that could be worth its absolute weight in gold if you study it. Now, I've been studying it for a long time. I learned it way back in 1961, and it has fascinated me ever since then. I want you to think of this for a moment. About 3% of the population are real big winners. 97% of the population are not. Do you know that people are struggling all their life? You see it with their income. They struggle with trying to earn enough money. They're fighting for better health all the time. They're trying to get a better job. They're trying to build their business. And what is the basic ingredient behind all success? It's attitude. Attitude. Now, think about that for a moment. What is attitude? You know, attitude is not a subject that's taught in very many places. Now, I've been teaching it for a long time, and I'm working diligently at keeping my own attitude on the right track. If somebody asked you what it was, what would you say? I'm going to tell you this is a powerful concept, and if you will take this video and watch it 1,000 times, burn the idea right into your mind, and then start paying attention to the people that you run into every day, and just ask yourself, what kind of an attitude have they got? Let me explain it this way. I'm going to share something with you that I've been using for a long, long time. I learned this many, many years ago from a very good friend, Dr. Harry Roeder, and his good associate, Leland Valvendeval. Both of these men were mentors of mine. And they pointed out that no one has ever seen the mind, but there was a doctor, Truman Fleet, in San Antonio, Texas, back in 1934. He said, no one's ever seen the mind. Mind is movement. Mind's not a thing. A lot of people think of the brain as being the mind, but that's not true. He said, I'm going to draw a picture of the mind. And this is what he drew. He just drew a circle. And then he said, I want this to represent the body. Now, he said, we're going to divide the mind into two parts. We'll call this part the conscious mind and this part the subconscious mind. Now, he said, there's a great power flowing into our conscious mind. And this power is neither bad nor good, neither positive or negative. It just is. When that power flows in, it just is. We have the ability in our conscious mind to dictate how that power is going to flow. In other words, this is where we can think. And thinking is a function of the conscious mind. That's right. It's done with our reasoning factor, our inductive reasoning factor, if you want to get technical about it. We can think anything we want. And what we do is we build ideas here in our conscious mind. Now, these ideas can be negative ideas or positive ideas, but whatever we think, we send them right out into the universe. That's right. That's an energy that we send into the universe. You can pick up another person's thoughts. They're transferred all over the universe. Thought waves are cosmic waves that penetrate all time and space. Now, this is also what we call our emotional mind. And when you impress an idea upon this part of our mind, that idea is going to control the vibration of this thing we call our body. Now, let's suppose we take this idea and we impress it here, and it's a negative idea. We're going to move into a negative vibration. Let's suppose it's a positive idea. We're going to move into a positive vibration. Now, the vibration, the feelings, we send them out into the universe, and those feelings are expressed through the body, so it causes the body to act the way it acts. And it's our actions that produce our results. Now, attitude was best described by Earl Nightingale. He said it's our position or bearing as indicating thoughts, feelings, and actions. Thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's the composite of all three. Now, let's think of this for a moment. You can be thinking negative thoughts and send out positive feelings. You could consciously think of negative things, and yet you're not emotionally involved in them. And you could be emotionally involved with something very pleasant. So you could send out a negative thought, positive vibration. That would cause the body to act in a very positive way. But let's suppose you get emotionally involved in the negative idea. Then you're going to send out negative actions and negative vibrations. So you see, your attitude is your position or bearing is indicating thoughts, feelings, and actions. Now, you know, we have the ability to look for good in everything. The people that focus on the positive, they are going to win. The ones that are looking at what's wrong all the time, they are going to lose. People with a good attitude just naturally gravitate to the top. You know, it's not so much talent and ability as it is attitude. You can find absolutely brilliant people with a bad attitude, and you can find people that just aren't too bright with a great attitude. A good attitude is going to win every time for you. And what is it? It's our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. Now, we're going to talk more about attitude in other videos that we're going to make, but this is very important you understand this. You have a mind and you live in a body. You have a conscious mind, a subconscious, and a body. The conscious mind is a thinking mind. The subconscious is a part of feeling, and the body is the instrument of the mind. Keep your attitude right, and you're going to win every time. This is Bob Proctor. Thank you.
Okay, so short, sweet attitude, so important. Now we're going to touch more on attitude. We'll go over this again later on in the series, but just to wrap up, as Bob said, that attitude is a composite of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. In other lessons, he's always explained he relates it to it's like a cake. If you're baking a cake, what is the cake? A cake is a composite of a number of ingredients brought together to form the cake. So you never hear someone that's eating a piece of cake and looks at whoever baked it and says, "Man, the flour in this is just amazing." They don't say that. It wouldn't make any sense. It's good cake. And the cake is a composite. It's the bringing together of a bunch of ingredients that form one thing. And that's what attitude is. It's the bringing together of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. All three of those together spell out our attitude. And in the magic word in Earl Nightingale's Lead the Field, Earl points out that, how we think and how we feel about life is how life is going to treat us. And since we can only hold one thought at a time, because we can't have multiple thoughts, we may have multiple things running around in our head, but we can only think about one thought at a time. So if that's the case, we should make it positive, because it doesn't require any more energy to think of something positive than to think of something negative. And since we can only hold one thought, we might as well switch it to the positive and think about the positive and try to have a good attitude. If you're driving your car and somebody cuts you off and shows no regard to your safety or respect towards you at all, shrug it off. Don't get upset with it, because when you do that, you bring yourself down to their level, and that makes you no better than them. So shrug it off and keep your attitude good. You can choose your attitude when you wake up in the morning and decide what kind of attitude you're going to have. Because whatever attitude that you are having and you're projecting out to the world is what the world is going to project back. So if you have a negative or a bad attitude when you start out your day, you're probably going to have a bad day. But the reverse holds true. There's the law of polarity, two sides to everything. If you have a positive attitude, you're going to have a positive day. Now, does that mean that you can remain and keep a positive attitude throughout the whole day? Possibly. But there's going to be times where things happen. And that's where we have to respond to whatever happens in our conditions, circumstances, in our environment. And we need to think about it and respond, because responding means we have to think versus reacting. When we react, we usually are losing control of the attitude. When we respond, we think, and we can switch whatever it was and choose to maintain a positive attitude. So keep your attitude strong, keep it positive today. Have a good attitude. If you're having a day that's not very good today or not so positive, change it. Decide that you want to have a good attitude. Once again, this is Daily Dose of Mind Stuff with myself, Ed Reiner. And if you've got value out of this, please share this, like it, make a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. If there's anything you want to discuss on here or want me to go into, let me know. But I will see you guys again tomorrow at the same time, noon. This is day 9. So we're going 100 days. So we've got 91 days to go. So I will see you tomorrow. You guys have a fantastic day. Keep a good attitude, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.